We're live on BlackJack Sports with Jackson Durkee and those Blake Lumberger. As you would expect, that today's is Monday, not Thursday, as that would be our usual broadcast day. But I'm pretty sure why we are doing it on Monday instead of Thursday. My guess is that you would be out of town and headed for a meeting down. I'm sorry, it's Tuesday. Sorry. So yeah. So I got myself confused here, but yeah. Today's Tuesday, so you're probably wondering why we're not doing a podcast on Thursday. The reason being is that Blake Lumber has to be out of town going on a business trip, and that's what he has planned for. So he is unable to do one with us on Thursday. So that's what's going on with him. And that's what's happening with him this week. With that, we have a lot to get to, Blake. So tell me, tell me when you're ready. So let's start off with the first game that I want to talk about. No, no, no. I'm going much. I'm going much deeper this time. That is the Duke Blue Devils and Michigan State, and that Duke that well, I know what I'm about to say it. And this is the third game that has gone down the wire. That Duke has had those close games. Instead of winning the game, they fell short in a 1 point score with a foul score of 68-67 in uh, in the victory of, of of Michigan State, and they will be moving on to the Final Four. And Duke just came so close this time, trying to win and go all the way to the Final Four. They were in the same situation against in the first one against UCF, where the well no, but one of his teammates tried to get the basket in this game-winning shot and never went in. The second game, where Virginia Tech tried to get the jump ball in, and that never worked. And then the third game, in that last possession of the game, that but before I said that, I want to make a couple of straight points of that game. From what you're seeing in that game, there have been 12 lead changes in that game out of every game in this year's tournament. This this has been this will be probably of the way how Duke handled it as what of how I see this. Of what Duke did in that game. They were not shooting the ball well in 3 point range. They were terrible in free throws, and Duke had a slow start. Michigan State was pretty good on that side of the ball, and Michigan State played well in their game. They were attacking the glass, and then they were making those big plays. Duke did not play their best game, and Zion Williamson did not have the ball most of the time of the game, and did not make those free throws. And as a result, Duke ended up losing the game. So that play that went out of bounds, I mean, and that on that side of the court, or well, if so, as I was saying earlier, when he got fouled, one of the shots that he tried to put up didn't went in. If he would have made the ball, and if the shot were to go in, that would have made it interesting. Instead, he misses them both, and that's what cost them the game. If that were to happen, then you would have had Duke put him in the right position of the game. Well, that never happened, so Duke just couldn't find a way to finish that game, and I just think, and I'm afraid that Duke just couldn't seal the deal. Well, I mean they're both legendary coaches. I can give you that. I mean, Coach K has been well. The difference that I'm seeing between those coaches, and before I move on to my next matchup, before I move on, no, no, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about how Coach K has been coaching for a very long time. I think I think I'm hearing a lot of chatter about the one and done rule. Oh, I think Duke's not. I think Duke's going to be outside of that. And then Tom Izzo is a legendary coach, and I think that's what all I have to say right now. But I want to go back to the other matchup real quick before we get ourselves out of here and talk about the final part of that. My next game that I want to get to is Auburn taking down the blue blood of the bluegrass of Kentucky in the final score of 77-71. This will be the first time that Kentucky had, I mean Auburn, first time ever that Auburn has been to going to a final since 1988. Now, Kentucky has been to this position for a very long time, and have they have had a lot of experience in that. Versus Auburn, they are just getting started because Bruce Pearl, who is now the coach of this team, has had a great tournament this past month, and they can be a game changer and a game changer of what they do offensively. So this is a game where I think Auburn can have a chance to probably take down the Nets in the championship if they are able to get past their next upcoming matchup, which is against Virginia. And I think Virginia beating Purdue, which sent them to the Final Four, I think this just could be a chess match for this next matchup that Auburn's going to face against. And I think this is going to be a interesting game because that's, I believe, is going to be a challenge for Coach Pearl to be able to find a way to win more games. Yeah, so let's get to the final. Yes, yeah, yes. So let's talk about the top four for a second because Texas Tech, who had surprised that that they got in because yeah, Gonzaga just played great defense and Gonzaga held them to was held for only 32 points in that game. That's crazy as you think. This Texas Tech team is just finding ways to win, and that's why they've got that far. On the other side, Virginia, what they do is they get the ball in transition because what Coach Bennett does is that he likes to get his players to play inside, and that's going to be a challenge for Auburn to deal with. If they do that, then I think Auburn will have a chance. Michigan State versus Texas Tech is my first matchup. I mean, Tom Izzo. I mean, he has been to the Final Four recently. It's been a while since last time he was there was in 2015. They never reached the national championship, but if he does have a chance, they have not won a championship since 2000, and I think that Tom Izzo can change that if he is able to get his players healthy, and that's how I see my top Final Four. And as far as my national championship should be, how about Michigan State versus Virginia? How of a good game that would be, Blake? Because if you want that matchup, how about and so Blake, I got to tell you something, Blake, because this will be the first time that no blue blood school is in there. Can you tell me when it was the last time that no blue blood school was ever in the Final Four? Blake Lumberger with the upset. I love it. I mean, how would you? I mean, when was the last time I've ever seen a small school win the Final Four? I mean, Villanova in 2016 was the last one that did it in that game-winning buzzer up in the Natty a few years ago when that happened. I think you're right, Blake. I think Texas Tech will have a similar play like that, and if they get it done, they will cut the nets in Minneapolis. Have a great business trip, Blake, and we will talk to you next week. And I hope that you have a great Final Four, and we will all see each other next week. Yes. Who wins it all? I'm going to pick Michigan State. I think Tom Izzo has the experience of his players. I think they can attack the glass. That's what they're known for, and I think Michigan State can do everything everything they do offensively, and they can play fast pace, and they are a very good team offensively. And if they do all those things, they will cut the nets and be national champions. Ha- have a good one, Blake. Thanks.